throw a mug today. So before I get started, I have a pre-wedged piece of clay, my sponge, bucket of warm water. I have a pin tool, a wood tool, and I have two different ribs, a metal rib and a rubber rib. Doesn't matter which one, whatever's your choice. Get started. I'm going to make my little ring, so I have my target that I can follow, and then I'm going to slam my clay down into the middle of my wheel head. Next step is I'm gonna kind of pat it, try and get it really compressed down so it doesn't slide because my wheel head's just a little wet from throwing earlier. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through the steps, how I like to throw a mug. So first step is I'm gonna center my clay. Drive left hand forward, right hand slides down the top, lock it in place. Next step is I'm gonna open, water. Left hand's gonna find the middle float, drive my thumb down. I like to do a floor check, so I'm gonna take my needle tool down. Got about a 1/2 inch. Perfect. Compress the bottom. I'm gonna take my left thumb, put it inside my pot. My right hand is gonna help drive my left thumb towards the heel of my hand. Okay. I am gonna make a mug, so I wanna make sure this doesn't get too wide. So I'm gonna drive forward a little bit with my left hand. Press my rim back down. Okay, I'm gonna build my floor out just a little bit more, so I'm gonna use my right hand this time, since my thumb can't reach over. Middle finger is dragging towards my palm. Slowly release my pressure. I'm gonna compress my floor down with a sponge. And then my next step is going to be to cone up. So, coning up, I've got water inside, outside my vessel, left thumb down by the floor, my middle finger and ring finger go inside, squeeze with my thumb, my right hand is just gonna hold steady, elbows locked in and on my legs. Medium speed, pushing forward with my thumb towards the wall. Release some of my pressure as I get higher up. There's a wobble, just hold steady. I get to the top, compress my rim. And then I have all this extra down here. I want to be able to grab it, so I'm going to get rid of that little extra clay that I don't need. I'm going to give it one more pull, and I'm going to widen my cylinder so that my hand fits in there for my mug. Knuckle on the outside, fingertips inside. Working on the right side of my clay, so the clay is spinning through and out my fingers at the top. Before I start shaping, I like to scrape my walls and just get rid of any extra goo so it's out of my way. My walls are about 1/3 of an inch thick, kind of the same as when we throw slabs. All right, so I've got my goop off. Now for me, I like a shape that kind of bows out and then collars back in. So it's gonna do kind of a little belly, and then I'll collar it at the shoulders, make it thinner, and then I'll bow it back out. So the way that I do this is I'm gonna take my fingers inside and I'm gonna put a little bit of water back on the walls. Just so it glides, it doesn't catch. So I'm gonna do a medium speed. Take my finger inside and I'm pushing out the right wall. And then my left can just support it a little bit. That's good. So I've bowed that out a little bit. If I want to make something skinnier, it's called a collar. So what I'm going to do is put my hands in a diamond. I'm going to gently squeeze. So a little diamond shape. Squeeze it in a little bit, just where I want it. And then you can see it's gotten skinnier. Now I'm going to take this top part and I'm going to shape that. And that's how I can do some finger shaping. I want to make my rim nice and round, not so sharp and flat, because I don't like that point when I'm drinking out of a mug. I want a nice soft rim. Extra clay down at the bottom, so I'm just going to use my wood tool. The point of the tool just gets rid of that little extra. And then I want to take this off the wheel. So I'm going to take it off the wheels. I'm going to put a little bit of water on the wheel head so it floats. Turn my wheel off. Make sure you have a board. So here's my board that I brought over before I started throwing. I'm going to take my wire tool, wrap it around the outside of my fingers or my hand, press it to the wheel head in that puddle. Drag the puddle under my mug, and now it will hydroplane or just kind of float off. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Push it down into the puddle, drag underneath, and then I make sure my hands are dry-ish. And I'm gonna push my pot, fingertips bracing it into the puddle. I can catch it off the bat. Prep it on the corner of my board. And that's how we throw a mug. Good luck.